One of the most basic things you need to know as a Christian is what kind of soil are you? You also need to be able to kind of identify this in other people to the best of your ability. Now, what do I mean when I say soil? I'm not asking you to go pick up some dirt outside and figure out, which dirt am I most like? No, you see, in Mark chapter 4, Jesus gives a parable called the parable of the sower, where he says that every person who hears the gospel responds in one of four ways. He compares these to soils because, everyone back during this time knew all about, gardening and, farming, and so this connected with them well. So just listen here in Mark 4, chapter 3. It says, "Listen, consider the sower who went out to sow. As he sowed, some seed fell along the path, and the birds came and devoured it. Other seed fell on rocky ground, where it didn't have much soil, and it grew up quickly, since the soil wasn't deep. And when the sun came up, it was scorched, and since it had no root, it withered away. Other seed fell among thorns, and the thorns came up and choked it, and it didn't produce fruit. Still, other seed fell on good ground, and it grew up, producing fruit that increased 30, 60, 100 times. And then he said, 'Let anyone who has ears to hear listen.'" So, when the 12 would have heard this, they would have been a little bit confused by this. So, Jesus does the very nice thing of explaining what this parable means a few verses later. So look here in Mark 4:13. It says, "Then he said to them, 'Don't you understand this parable? How then will you understand all of the parables? The sower sows the word. Some are like the word sown on the path. When they hear, immediately Satan comes and takes away the word sown in them. And others are like seed sown on the rocky ground. And when they hear the word, immediately they receive it with joy, but they have no root, and they are short-lived. When distress or persecution comes because of the word, they immediately fall away. And others are like seed sown among thorns. These are the ones who hear the word, but the worries of this age, the deceitfulness of wealth, and the desires of other things enter in and choke the word, and it becomes unfruitful. And those, like seed sown on good ground, hear the word, welcome it, and produce fruit 30, 60, and 100 times that was sown." So, you don't know the result. You don't know what's going to happen when you share the gospel with someone. I hope they're good soil, but God has called you to sow the seed everywhere in hopes that we can reach as much good soil as possible.